comedian. He's from Chicago. Please give a warm, warm welcome for Milo Mack.
You guys ready? You guys ready? Fuck? I don't know. Sorry. You guys ready to have sex in my butt? All right. Give it up for your last comic. I know what you guys are thinking. I look like your last comic if you went to prison. I'd like to also tell you guys I am a MAGA rapper. I am. And let me tell you something. Dr. Seuss does have bars. I like that he made a joke about DMX and Boondocks. Clap your hands if you ever heard of Boondocks, the show. There's 3 of you I don't believe. They're like, I'm woke. I know this. All right. Give it up for Anna for putting this together. That is a woman. She came up to me and was like, hi, I'm Anna. I was like, Mama. I'll be a good boy. Anyway, hello. My name's Milo. Milo's not my real name. My real name's Omid. It's an Iranian name. And this has been a trap. You guys are bad. Anyways, it is my name. It is Omid. It translates to the word hope in Farsi. So my mom and dad gave me a stripper name. So I got that. I got that going for me. That's nothing. My brother's name is Hessam. If you look up the direct translation for Hessam, it translates to pop that pussy for real one. So I feel guilty saying, you guys are such a sweet church-going looking crowd. And I'm up here like, pussy. Anyway, yeah, my whole life I got made fun of for my name. I grew up in Virginia. And people would make fun of me for my name, but my parents, they were like, you go to school, you tell them that your name is Omid, it's an Iranian name, and you're proud. So I went to school, I was like, my name's Omid, it's an Iranian name, and I'm proud. And all the students said, my name is Omid, and I'm an Indian, and I'm proud. I'm not even fucking Indian. Not that it's a bad thing, you don't want to get too mad, right? Anything but that, no. No. But I am Iranian, but I'm covered in tattoos, I have a criminal record, and I'm an alcoholic. So technically, I'm Mexican. You started applauding before I became racist. Please, ma'am, let me be racist before you applaud. Anyway, I like Nashville. I was in Louisville last night. Is anyone here from Louisville? Good. Because I'm about to take a big dump on that. I hated it. You know they have an airport called Muhammad Ali Airport in the South? That's like opening an airport in Iran called Jesus America International. I went into my hotel, I was like, yeah, I'm happy to be here in Louisville. And then he was like, actually, it's pronounced, and then he started having a stroke. Like, is he choking? What is he talking about? He was like, no, that's the name of this place. It's Kentucky. I hated it. Anyway, I knew I was in the South because on the way here, I drove by a gas station that was called Huck's. Have you guys seen that? Huck's. For the last 2 hours of my drive, I thought he was about to come Will Smith me and slap me. He's gonna be like, I didn't like that Mexican comment. Huck's. Huck's? Let me explain to you the difference, okay? Exxon, that's a gas station. Huck is a guy that has gas. All right? Huck's is where you go to get in a fight. Huck's sells gas and shotguns. Huck's. I just kept saying it over and over again. Today, I was like, I'm gonna go there and talk about Huck's. Anyway, I got a mullet. I got this mullet. I like this mullet because I perform in front of a lot of crowds like this. Where it's all white folks. And nothing disarms white people like a mullet. You want to know why? You've never seen a terrorist with a mullet. What would that look like? A terrorist with a mullet. Imagine that. Allahu Akbar, motherfucker! Yeehaw! Death to America! You don't see it. So I got it. I like this haircut. I like a haircut that tells people I don't believe in reading. I do. I do. I like a haircut that tells people that I think the best rapper alive is Kid Rock. Remember Kid Rock? He was shooting gay beers. It's always a funny sentence to me. All right. Anyway, what else? I have a girlfriend. It's great. We were going to a party, and on the way there, she was crying because she was overwhelmed by her job. And then we get there, and she was like, okay, now let's go inside. I was like, let's wait until you don't look like you've been crying anymore. She goes, why? I'm like, honey, because look at me. I look like I make women cry. She was like, well, if anyone asks why I've been crying, just tell them it's because I had a hard day at work. I'm like, nothing's gonna make me sound more guilty. Can you imagine someone going up to my girlfriend, oh my God, have you been crying? What's wrong? And I'm just like, hey, she's had a hard day at work is all. Remember, honey, what we discussed in the car? I know what I look like. One time I went on a date, and this girl, she showed up with a bruised eye, a black eye, and I look like this. So the staff's looking at me like I did it. Because I know what I look like. I've never put my hands on a woman in my life, and I never would. But I do look like it's my favorite thing to do. I look like I wake up in the morning, where's women? It's terrible. I read an article the other day. It said, man charged with sexually motivated robbery. I was like, what the hell is sexually motivated robbery? I thought robbery was financially motivated. I was like, what do you do? Rob a woman, pull his dick out, and run away? So I looked into it, and what he did was he robbed a woman, pulled his dick out, and ran away. That's exactly what he did. You know what would happen if a woman robbed me, pulled out her boobs, and ran away? I'd be like, wait, come back, I love you. I have more things of value for you to steal. Women would avoid that alley. My dumb ass would be sitting there with a stack of cash and flowers like, she needs it more than I do. You guys are awesome. Anyway, I was going to a hookah bar with my girlfriend, and when I got there, they had something called Ramadan drink specials. Some of you are laughing because you understand the absurdity of that. Typically speaking, devout Muslims have a negative view on alcohol. So my girlfriend asked, she goes, why do you guys serve alcohol during Ramadan? And then the staff, they got super offended that she spoke without permission. So did I. No, I'm just kidding. No, you guys are silly. There's a lot of guys out there that say, I can't be with a girl that's got a high body count, right? Which means I can't be with a woman that slept around a lot. And I love my girlfriend and she loves me. That being said, never ask her for her body count. Because I have a feeling I just probably won't love it. So I can kind of tell. And I ran this premise by her. I'm like, are you okay if I make a joke about this? And she didn't get mad. What happened was 10 times worse. She was like, oh yeah, you'd be pissed. I was like, I was just asking if I could do the joke. Anyway, a lot happening in Iran. We all know it's a lot happening in Iran. I saw an article the other day that said, tensions rising as U.S. airstrikes hit multiple Iranian cities, killing thousands. I was like, tensions rising? The tensions have rose. It has risen. If someone starts bombing the shit out of Nashville, I'm not gonna be standing around like, God, I feel like it's getting tense. I saw another article that said the new supreme leader, the new Ayatollah, has had a homosexual past and is impotent. I mean, these guys sound like high school bullies, right? Like, new supreme leader set to take over Iran, but have you heard? He's fucking gay. And he has a stupid dick. That would make sense if the Ayatollah was gay, though, right? That's why all the women are covered up. Ew! Cover it all up! Ew! What about the men? That's fine. They can walk around however they want. You know, the Ayatollah has a final say of how the Quran is interpreted, right? There's no checks and balances of power. You know, so whatever he says goes. So if he's really gay, he can come out one day and be like, okay, guys, I just talked to Allah, or whatever. And he wants all the men to fuck me in the ass. I know it's gross, right? But Allah wants what he wants. Now get in line and come get closer to God. Oh, man. My dad told me not to do that joke. And he might be right. And I'm gonna find out when it's too late. They're gonna be beheading me. I'm like, oh, he had a point. Yeah, a lot happening in Iran. I don't know. I got this haircut. I like this haircut. I go to a Latino barbershop, and he always insists on lining up my eyebrows. He's like, let me line up your eyebrows. I'm like, no, it's cool. And he goes, you sure? The fuck? Fine, do it. But the reason why I don't like him doing it is because he always makes me look bisexual. Which is fine, it's just an inaccurate representation of my sexuality. And like, I'll be honest, I lie about my race to my barber. I pretend I'm Mexican to get a discount. I walk in there, I'm like, yo, don't make me look bisexual, fucker. You guys are great. There's this, have you guys heard of Steak and Shake? Yeah, there's a Steak and Shake. I hadn't seen a Steak and Shake before. I was driving by a Steak and Shake with my girlfriend, and my girlfriend went, oh, Steak and Shake, I love Steak and Shake. I used to eat there all the time when I was a kid. I was like, oh, they got good steaks? She went, no, idiot. I was like, for someone that hasn't been to a Steak and Shake before, I don't think it's that unreasonable to think that a place called Steak and Shake might have a steak. I was like, well, do they have shakes? She goes, obviously, it's in the name. I was doing a show 2 weeks ago in Detroit, and outside of Detroit, they have this town called Dearborn. And Dearborn is a town full of Muslims and Arabs. And I made a joke they did not like. I was like, do you guys have a police department, or is it all just TSA? They were like, brother. I know what you know, I walked in here, this guy said I look like I sell halal cocaine. It's like, what the hell? Another guy said I look Middle East bound and down. Anyway, I got a mom that, all right, no. I got a mom that she loves Trump. She loves Trump. So I asked her, I was like, Mom, okay, give me one reason you love Trump. And she says verbatim, I like that he does not allow the immigrants into this country. I was like, don't you know he did a Muslim ban? She went, oh, thank God. No. Now her family from Iran can't visit. She went, oh, thank God, 2 times. I was like, you know, Grandma's on her deathbed. You're not going to be able to see her before she dies. Then she just started going, God's plan. God's plan. My mom has a thick accent. She mispronounces a lot of words. She mispronounces the word calm, and it really convolutes the message she's trying to send. You need to do yoga. It makes you calm. I'm like, no. The hell it does, Mom. You need to hang out with your dad more. He relaxes around you. You know how to make him calm. I'm like, what? It's your job, Mom. Don't bring me into your mess. Anyway, I have a son. Yeah, no, I didn't want him. No. Complete accident. I did not want him even a little bit, but biology and stuff. Anyway, I pay child support. Paying child support is annoying because when you pay child support, they ask you for your username, your password, your email verification. They want to make sure you're not a robot. Are they worried someone's going to hack my child support account and pay my child support? Let them do it. Then they got the nerve to refer to me as a customer. Well, I'd like to take my business elsewhere. I was driving on the way down here. I saw a billboard, and it had a picture of a woman crying. And in quotes, it said, "I wish I never got an abortion." So I'm working on a billboard across that highway with a picture of me crying. Saying I wish she did. You guys are so bad.
As a customer.
Somebody get her a mic. She was born for this. She tells me a lot of times, she'll be like, when he gets older, I'm going to tell him you wanted an abortion. I'm like, it's not like I knew him when I said it. Right? Like, I was telling her today, hey, you should probably... I'm surprised I did that joke in Tennessee and you guys liked it. Yeah, thank you. They looked at each other, they're like, we did not like it. No. Oh, you loved it? Okay, cool. Yeah, after this, we should all go out and get an abortion together. That'll be fun. You can't in Tennessee? You can in Chicago. They encourage you. You get a few, you got a punch card membership options over there. It's great. It's awesome. Yeah, I thought I was going to make that joke and someone was going to lynch me. I was like, oh, man. The word lynch is really heavy, right? Anytime someone says lynch, you're like, whoa, oh, God. All right. So I'll stop saying it. All right. Anyway, I was on a plane one time, and there was this kid. He was kicking and screaming. And finally, the guy snapped. He said, hey, can you stop your kid from kicking and screaming? And the mom said, I can't do anything about it. My child is autism. Then another guy chimed in and said, back in my day, you weren't allowed to be autistic. Which is a crazy thing to say. If I'm being honest, deep down, there's a voice inside me going, amen, brother. Let's shut that kid up, brother. But anyway, I was on my way to New York, and I love New York. My only problem with New York is New Yorkers. Because whenever they come to your city, they have to relate everything back to New York. You can be like, hey, let's go get a pizza. Oh, we got the best pizzas in New York. Let's go to the bar. We got the best bars in New York. I got to take a shit. We took the biggest shits in New York. You could be like, my mom died. They'd be like, you know how many mothers we lost on 9/11? It has nothing to do with anything. One time I saw these two New Yorkers about to get in a fight with each other. The first guy was like, don't fuck with me, I'm from New York. The other guy was like, I'm from New York too. And then they started making out. I was like, that's a way to resolve a conflict if I've ever seen it. Anyway, this is kind of a non sequitur, but I show a lot of moments of stupidity to my girlfriend. Like the other day, she asked me, she goes, have you ever read Moby Dick? I was like, nah, I don't want to read Moby Dick. She goes, wow, you're a Philistine. Do you guys know what a Philistine is? A Philistine is someone that's hostile to anything intellectual or cultural. It's a stupid person. She goes, you're a Philistine. I was like, no, I'm not. I'm Iranian. I was like, don't you think I would have told you if I was a Philistine by now with everything going on over there? Free Philistine, babe. All right. I grew up in a very anti-gun household, very pro-stabbing. No, but she always told me she was I saw this article. It said a 15-year-old kid takes edible and shoots mom. I was like, I think that's just 15-year-old shoots mom. I don't know what the edible has to do with anything. Anyways, and the article said investigators are still trying to figure out where the kid found the edible. I was like, what about the fucking gun? What about the gun? My time's about to be up. Before I leave, everybody give me a hey. Hey. Give me a ho. Ho. Give me a Allah khadalak. Death to America! And all of the infidels in the West!
Shame. Philistine.
I was just trying to find your limit, Tennessee, and I found it. They're like, we're not gonna scream Death to America, you camel fucker. All right, you guys have been awesome. Give it up for yourselves. Have a great night.